You're okay, buddy. You're fine. You're all right. All right. Buddy, what are you crying about? You're fine. All right. Still working on page 10. It's got some major nostalgia hit at the end of work today for that really 90s kind of mall rat girl with like the short hair and the like side bangs, and like the spiky coming out the back, and like the little ringer top that's like tight fitting, and big baggy jeans and sneakers. What? Stop crying. That's cool, dude. Key to those, and I know you said they're like they hold anywhere from like 10 to 15 comics. I would give yourself a little bit of room on them. Never overpack those, because you can jack up your books. But even more than that, like they get harder to like slide in and out, you know. Buddy, do you need me to let you out? Grayson, you could have done that before I started the live stream. You totally could have. Go ahead. Do your business. And you come running back in. What the hell, dude? What do you want? You're not the boss of me. Oh my gosh. You were so cheap and on, you know? Like nobody loves you and you never get any attention. He's such a crazy little guy. Okay, good. Good. Oh yeah, so where did it put? Oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna show you the cover that I finished. So that cover I was working on what, 2 days ago? At the end of the end of the stream. Oh wait. So that's how it came out. I decided not to do skin tone, but I added some like pink blush highlights and then faded it out with the what do you call it? The blending tool. Yeah. But, and I cleared out some of my like my utility basket here, my like three tier cart. So I'm kind of psyched about that. Guys, don't spam on my channel, please. I don't know who you are, but, you know, I don't have a moderator to, like, knock people out of the page or out of the channel, so I have to do it manually. So I'll probably do some like overhead art later on, but yeah, that's what he wanted. He just wanted a treat, which is, you know, that's cool. Yeah, I told Tony at the shop, I was just like, hey, like, I'm not going to be coming in for a couple of weeks because I've got to avoid spending as much money as possible. Fortunately, Tony's pretty cool about that, you know. But I mean, I go in to get my books regularly, so it's not like you know, some people who might go in like every 2 months, and it's not like, you know, super typical for me to miss like a couple of weeks at a time. So I watched a comedy horror movie that was filmed in my hometown yesterday. So it was kind of interesting. One of my friends that I saw yesterday at a, like, kind of just an art crafting night, was just like, you should watch this because you're doing your horror nights. And I was just like, okay. And it was all right. I mean, I gave it 3 stars, so it's definitely better than a lot of a lot of stuff that I've been watching. It's called The Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror. Um, and it is pretty gay. And it's hard to see where it was filmed in town because it's kind of like out in the desert in like a it's like all the doors are like they just have like flip switches and stuff like that. So essentially, what I'm doing with this right now is just blocking out a lot of the um, blocking out the positions of like most of the students. And it's only like three, three, two, three, so nine. So it's three, three. Yeah, it's like 18 seats. Not all of them are going to be filled up. Um, Kids in the aisleway. And then, some coming through the the door, and then some like walking in the backs to get around to their um, I could just turn this into a full like 90s. Um, what's up, Angel? Dude, I'm glad you were able to get your pro badge. That's cool. And I asked Mike about like pickup, and I was just like, "Will it be a will call?" And he's told me um, if you come on Thursday during setup, then you can just pick it up from the registration table. So that's my plan anyways. I'm gonna go after work and pick it up, and then I'll go on Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna skip Friday because like then I have to take another day off, right? Um, I think they start pretty early on Thursday. I think they start around 10, maybe even earlier. Like, but I mean, I'm gonna go after work, so I'm gonna go like 5. Um, but I think anytime after like I think if you go like anytime after 12 noon, you should be fine. It's like I believe it's like I think it's like 10 to 7 or something like that. Oh, the pumped up kicks, you better run, fast run my gun. The other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, faster than my bullet. I mean, all the clothing in that I have, like the kids wearing and stuff like that, in this are like could be 90s clothing. So I might just, it doesn't really matter like when it takes place, but we are working on page 10 pencils of Welcome to Pleasant Falls, chapter 3. Pleasant Falls is my add a Q&A sticker. So stupid. Window or aisle? I've fucking like can you see the aisle through the window? I think it's talking about like a plane or taking a train. Like, do you want the window seat or the aisle seat? But I don't fly that often, so I'm gonna say like aisle seat in a movie theater or like in the center. It was actually kind of fun, like blocking this out, you know. Okay, okay. You know, I've never been on a train before. Been on, I wouldn't say tons of airplanes, but when I was a kid, and my dad lived across country, like for the summers, you have to take like two planes to get there and two planes to get back. And then even when he moved back across country to Northern California, you still have to take a plane to go get in there. For movie theaters, yeah, I mean, depending on how full the theater is, I do like to be like center with the screen as much as possible. But yeah, I don't like being crowded in by people either. It's not like a claustrophobic thing, just like I don't really want people's shoulders and arms touching me and shit. So, that was also the default question um, that popped up for that. So I do like a buffer. I don't like sometimes being that close to people. Like some people like don't smell very good. So you know, all right. But see, that's not as bad as some buses though, because the charter buses are pretty nice, or they can be. They're like the big tour buses. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on one of those too. No, I hate that too. Like, but like with my leg and my knee, like I'll a lot of times try to park as close as I can to a the entrance or whatever, but sometimes it's not even worth it because you end up like, especially at Tucson Comic Con, like that was the thing. Like when you go to set up, you want to be close to like load in, right? But now with the cart that I have, it doesn't even really matter. So you can like whenever I go on like the regular days, you like just park way out, like as far as possible, because then it's your chances of getting blocked in or whatever is going to be very little, and then you like back in so you can just pull out a lot easier. Kind of making this look like a movie theater because it's got like those like big doors. So I don't know why, but I finally found out that on Bandcamp you can buy digital copies of like the albums of the bands that I had wanted, and had I need to buy like a an external like DVD window. I remember the last time I took a flight was literally 2009, and I went to visit my dad in San Francisco, and like there was like a Comic Con as well that I went to, and I think it was on the way back. I I this was like because it's been so long, like I don't even know how they like load people into the planes anymore. You know, like how they like section whatever. Um, but like I sat in the emergency exit line because I'm like, um, because you get all that extra leg room and stuff. And this really old guy sat in the aisle. There was like three seats, and I was near the window, and he was on the aisle. And I don't know, like, dude must have been like late 70s or even 80s or whatever. And he sits down, and the the stewardess walks over to him and asks him if he's able to like open the door or the window, like if we have an emergency landing. And he's like, what? And she asks him again, and he's like, what? And she's like, "Sir, we need to move you." And he's just like, "All right." And she like looked at me and she's like, "Will you be able to do that?" I was like, "Oh, don't you worry. Like, um, I will use a small child to batter that door open, make sure, like, I ain't necessarily going to stay around and like get everybody else off the plane, but yeah, I'm not even nearly as tall as you, dude. I'm 5'9", but I got wide shoulders and like bigger legs, so it is like, and that was '09, so I was even smaller than I am now, and it was not comfortable. And it's not even that I hate flying. Like I don't go anywhere, you know? Like the last time I went out of state was like pre-COVID. I go to I like go upstate and not even that far upstate, like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and it's always by car. So I wouldn't mind taking a train somewhere, but like I wouldn't want to take a train just like, to um like I'd like it to be like, movies where you're like, I don't know, you're going from like New York to like Chicago or whatever. Like take maybe a day or so. Um but not like where you're going to be in the train for like a week or just for like a few hours or whatever. But I don't have any money either, so that's also why I don't go anywhere. Because I thought making comics and working for a nonprofit would make me rich. But if they're not trying to make a profit, they're like, oh, they got more money to give me. That's not how it works at all. Buddy, what are you doing? You need to lay down, okay? Now do you need to go outside? All right, hold on. I'm going to take this little weirdo outside again. Because after he has cookies, he usually has to go to the bathroom. Grayson, I swear to God, you are like, you're crazy. Outside, you had a treat. I can give you more dinner, but you're gonna get fat. You're gonna get fat, and you're gonna need to sit in a bigger aisle. Ooh, watch out. You're gonna need to sit in the emergency aisle, the exit aisle, like I do, because you're gonna get all fat. Ugh. All right. I fucking paused this. Damn you, Shakira. Here, let me see if I can. There we go. Oh, it's community moderation. All right. Can I? Let's see here. Oh, wait. All right. Well, I think the blocking for that is pretty good. It's actually kind of fun because, like, once you put in the the like start doing all the detail and stuff like that, then I'll get um, like designs on the t-shirts and hairstyles and stuff like that. And I enjoy doing stuff like putting on like Easter eggs into my books. So should be like t-shirts with like funny slogans um, or like a design from something that I really want. Um, so if I'm gonna make this like a like look like a 90s book, then these kids got to have like baggy pants and like flannels wrapped around their waists and like the big oversized hoodies and really hoping that once this is completely done, you know, like people will fully get it and they'll like it just as much as, they're like as much as I've enjoyed working on it. But I think that's the thing is like if you're like putting yourself into like your work, I think people tend to appreciate it more. Like if it's something that you really, really enjoy, like me with horror and storytelling and characters and stuff like that, then I think people are gonna more gravitate to it. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, I only read um, collecteds and stuff like that. So I'm trying not to do like super large print runs, like 100 books or so that when I do the collected, then I can also, do like maybe if I do the collected, then the collected has the the director's cut alternate ending, like the original ending that I wanted. But and I'm like hoping by the time those things happen, like I'm able to a website on a monthly basis. I don't think I'll have to get a ton of bandwidth, um, because this is going to be like a portfolio and but I want to do something where like people can pre-order the book, and so I haven't been using crowdfunding platforms for a while because I don't need like a ton of money to do what I'm doing. I basically need to cover my printing costs and maybe hire um, a variant cover artist or two. I'm also, remembering ways to like cut corners because I was originally going to draw two panels that were pretty similar down here, with the principal starting the speech and then adding the mayor in the background. But why not just do one and have all the dialogue on it? It doesn't make sense to draw like you know and it's not cutting corners, it's just it's simplifying where I need to and not necessarily. There we go. I keep forgetting that it's my youngest nephew's birthday this weekend. So it's not going to be like, oh, I don't have anything to do because I kind of wanted nothing to do. But oh, wait, that's right. This character to have certain traits. So you want him to have like a really like kind of like sort of like a weak chin. a lifelike commission, like photorealism. I know my buddy Carl Bourne does. He can do some really crazy photorealism. Um, I don't know if he'll be up to it or not, but I think it depends on like, do you want realism in the sense of like it's realistic proportions and it's not cartoony, or do you want something that is, or do you want um, like photorealistic? Because there's going to be some illustrators there next week. Like people who straight do illustrations. Um, but yeah, I mean it'll depend on a couple of things, like the level of lifelike or realism that you want. Because I think Pleasant Falls could be considered realism because the characters look, realistic. They have, proportions and, regular features and, um, um, and it will also depend on your budget. Yeah, you can. I mean, feel free to do that. Um, just drawing in the curtain in the back of the stage. I really like this song, but it is a really pretentious, like, it's super pretentious. I I think that's going to do it for this. And then I think when I'm doing the inks, I will add more details to the kids. That's kind of cool. Give me a second. Oof. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not going anywhere. I'm going places. We're going places. Got 10 pages. I'm actually going to check the script and see like how many extra pages I added. I think I added 3 or 4. Yeah, I think I added 4. I may have added 5, but give me a second here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the 5th page of the script. And I have page 10, so I did add 5 pages. That's kind of cool. And then this is where I've been keeping all my prelims. That's going to be these guys. And I'll probably do something like at the end, like especially if I'm a lot of those 5 pages, those extra 5 pages, I did not do prelims for. So this stack is 2 chapters onto the 3rd chapter. So maybe I'll do something where, like, you know, once the end happens, like, people will get like prelims, you know, like I can make them available to people like through, I don't know, crowdfunding or, you know, something along those lines. Attack of the Comic Show. 613. Okay. Checking to see what kind of art I can work on when I flip the camera over. because I have quite a few unfinished sketches that I could ink. I'm thinking I might just do the mall rat piece that I was wanting to do. So I definitely can't do that one. Or that one. Or that one. All right. So I really can't do a lot of these because they're like super duper risque. Let me see if I can find. Oh, there it is. All right. Can do. All right. Okay, let me get this set up. Okay, gonna move this over really quick. Hold on. You're gonna see the roof or the ceiling for a second. Okay. There you go. All right. Give me a second to look up my reference because right now my references are on my phone. Oh, it's a video? I don't want a video. Oh, I like that. Why's it gotta be a TikTok? Like, all right. What? How about no? All right. See, but the like low rise pants were not really a thing in the 90s. They were usually like up to the belly button. Hmm. Why are these all fucking TikToks? Like nobody just takes pictures anymore. It's all got to be a damn video. I don't want to watch people dance. Like I want a specific image, and the problem is that image that I have on my phone is very much um, it's what do you call it? Like I was able to download it on my phone, but it's a TikTok video. So some of you may be, I don't want to say too young because I know some fashions come back, but like it was some stuff that we had in the 90s and like the early 2000s and stuff, like the wallet chain, which honestly I love. I need to get a wallet chain or a wallet with a chain. And the big baggy pants and like it was like, streetwear. Essentially what Lita wore um, when she was part of Team Extreme, you know. She can always like make it a little modern, doing the cuffs. I don't even know. Oh, no, I can. Oh, you're. That's true, Angel. Okay. What? Don't. There you go. Print screen. Oh my God. Why is this taking this long? Mhm. There you go. Oh, actually, what? All right. Taking some screenshots. All right. I think this is the last one. Dude, I got rid of all my my pipes and stuff like that. I think I had like one pair somewhere, and I have no idea if like I might have donated them. I mean, I hope I donated them. Hmm. Well, that's decent resolution. All right. There you go. Good call, Angel. Yeah, see, this is a little more. Um, so like 90s, but so like yeah. Oh yeah, and her has that big big pocket that's like hella stitched. Like and I think she's wearing like skater shoes too, which is like see like back in the day, these were the girls dressed like this were the girls I was attracted to. She'd either have that like plastic wire choker or like a ball chain necklace. I wasn't so much into like the like raver girls other than the short hair aesthetic is something that but you got to make it a little modern. Dustin, I know there's some stuff you've shown me that you're going to be looking for at con, but uh, Angel, are you looking for anything at Tucson? Maybe even in the cold. We don't know. It's always good to have like a little bit of an idea. I mean, this year I don't, other than maybe some of the horror books. So some of the Chucky books, if that guy from Nomad is there, maybe he'll have some more Chucky books. I don't have that many left that I need. Um, I have all of part. Do I have all of part two? No, I have two parts for part three. I think. Yeah, I have two parts of part three. Um, just issue one for part chapter two, and then I've got the original mini, not the original mini, but and maybe like if somebody has the any of the like Friday the 13th, Jason Goes to Hell books. Just trying to think of like the accessories to like give her, like a skateboard. All right, what do you think? Like knee, like foot kicked back, like she's kind of in the middle of a dance move or just kind of shuffling or leg kind of kicked out to the side. And they were always like the girls had the little backpacks. I like those. And that's also where like I started buying my rucksack. Started going to like I think it was no, it was like a thrift store on Fourth, and I could absolutely see this being Kyle from Euthanasia. Yep, it's her. Originally, it was going to be Ryan, but this is Kyle. All right. Kind of. I mean, I started creating all the characters in the 90s. Yeah, because in the initial designs, like she was very tall, she was very lean. Um, she had like the big baggy pants, the tight top. She had the short hair. So all the things that like I really liked visually, and uh, I'm so happy I drew this or worked on this design. Like thought about the nostalgia today. Like I mean, nostalgia. It takes you back for a reason. I think it. And also that angel said take a screenshot because then I was able to mimic that girl's outfit specifically and doing. Oh, okay. I think I'm just gonna pass on the bull Nakano. Like it's a cool figure, but and she is historic and she did a lot, but like in the end, like am I really going to like really appreciate it kind of thing? I might get that Triple H if it goes on clearance, because he used to be my guy, and then also he comes with the big gold belt. Yeah, no kidding. I was looking at my order from um, Ringside, and it's still a ways off, but because that Sabu figure was a pre-order, and it says it's not going to be out until like late September. Um, but I got like 7 figures. I'm gonna. I got a RVD. I think it's the Green Dragon. I thought about getting the Chase, but it was like maybe another 10 or 15 bucks. And it was he had the TV belt and he had a tag belt. But I bought the Dudleys and they each come with a table and they come with a tag belt each. So I'll have the tag belts. Um, and then I'll have the Punk defining moments in the shorts, and I got one of the Punks. I forget if it's the Pipe Bomb, but I got a damaged packaging. So save a whole whopping dollar. Like, I don't understand how they only knock a buck off for the damaged packaging. Like, that really pisses me off. They should knock at least like $3 off. Um, then I got um, the the Ring of Honor 2-pack with Nigel and Jerry Lynn, specifically so that I could have the belt, so that once I get a WWE Joe, I can have them battle for the belt, because I'll have Punk in the gym pants. Yeah, no, it's damaged packaging is literally a buck each time. Every time I've looked in the damaged packaging section, it's always just a buck. Like, even the only ones that you see that are different are like the super duper chase figures. But then they're like, they've been out of production for a while, right? Like the Ring of Honor ones. So some of them are still like damaged packaging. They're still like really expensive depending on who they are. they'll wait until um yeah, let's give her some. Nice. I like it. Well, I have like a Ring of Honor Joe, but I want them to be um the same size. And I mean, I could always have him, you know, wrestle, Ring of Honor or AEW Punk, but and it almost makes me sad because with this, um, well, one, I wish I hadn't started shading this, but um, um, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, but none of the AEW punks have the shorts. Like they're all trunks or the long boys. So Cool. Joe had a few. Like he had an NXT fig. And then he had a couple of main roster figs. I don't know that he ever had like an ultimate. But one of the issues with the Joe figures is they're the newer trunks and not like the fitting trunks that were like tight on his legs. They were the more like the Muay Thai kickboxer trunks with the slit up the side. I mean, if that, I can get a Luminaries one. I don't think they're that expensive now, but I think because it'll depend if the Ring of Honor figures are 6-inch scale or the 6.5 that Jazzwares was doing, because they're made a little different, but I would assume they're probably the same as the Jazzwares one. Cool. Oh no, what I was going to say is with these, so I have 5 CM Punk figures, right? One is a dupe, so technically I have 4. But with these 2 that I ordered, that makes technically 7, but 6, which means I'll now have more Punks than I have Eddie. But they're making so many Punk figures that it's easier to get those than the Eddies, because the Eddies are all like vintage, like not vintage, but they're, you know, they're from sets past, so they're going to be harder to get. Like I really want to get the world title one. I would love if they did a Mania 20 Eddie where like you have like a loose boot, and then you have like, you could take the bottom portion of his leg off and put the leg with the sock on it, and probably like give him, I don't know, like Kurt's medals, and give him the undisputed belt. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to do it. I have been streaming now for, oh, wow, almost 2 hours. Cool. All right. Hold on, buddy. I'm getting up. Ugh. All right. So, you guys take care. And yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Maybe I'll do another stream tomorrow, but I definitely need to get in the gym too. So have a good night, guys.